嗨，大家好，我是柔宁。今天带来一手传奇扑克2019年黑山战，桌上最多同时6个人的50万港币买入锦标赛，大小盲分别是1000、2500。现在是比赛前期，大家筹码都很深。因为桌上只有6个人，所以翻牌前有人有大牌的机会，相对于9个人其实小了很多。
They don't like to give up. Like if there's a way to win the pot, it'll cross their mind at least, and they'll just have to wait on whether it's worth it or not based on frequency.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of inexperienced players get themselves into this trap where they feel like they should 3-bet there, they 3-bet there, and then the flop comes out, say 10-7-3, and they just go, well, I'm done with it. I didn't hit.
Yeah, well, good thing is for high stakes players, they always see the back doors. Is there a backdoor club draw? Is there a backdoor straight draw? I guess you almost always flop one with king queen suited, unless it comes like 5-4-3.
I guess so, and even there you still have trip draws.
Yeah.
So high stakes players are essentially just the world's greatest optimists.
That's exactly right. And Boziakowski here in a small blind. 3-bets to ace-4 clubs. Now from the small blind, you're getting a worse price than from the big blind. So a lot of players like to play this 3-bet or fold strategy, a lot tighter for calling. And it's going to put a hand like King 7 suited in a really tough spot. Suited aces are good hands to 3-bet. Say he just calls pre-flop, it doesn't really flop that well unless you flop an ace or a flush draw. And the ace is very reverse implied odds, of course. By 3-betting, you kind of like just generally take it down pre-flop a lot.
Mogul saying, going to use his full 30 seconds. That much we know.
Yeah, I don't blame him because King 7 suit is actually a tricky spot because it's actually really deep, so he's going to call. It's not a standard call pre-flop, but you're so deep.
前面3个人都弃牌之后 ，button 的德国选手 Vogelsang 拿到了 King 7同花起 open。他在 button 这种 open 很标准，不过坐在他后面的2个人都是超级炸弹，感觉他的日子应该不太好过。到了小盲的 Mikita 拿到 A4 同花。锦标赛里一般小盲位的入池率是比较低的。首先是因为翻牌前后面还坐着大盲，他自己跟进去，然后大盲的赔率就会很好，就会很容易变成3个人的底池。其次就是翻牌后，因为位置劣势，在3人底池里没有位置的话是比较难偷的，中的话又不好拿价值，所以很多职业选手在锦标赛里坐在小盲位置上，要么是不入池，要么就是有很高的频率用3-bet 的方式入池，这样隔离走大盲还能抢来主动权。但是总3-bet 也不太现实，特别是如果是枪口或者枪口加1的 open， 你总是3-bet 他们也是作死。但是像现在这种在 button 位置 open 的范围就非常广了，所以就会经常出现小盲位3-bet button 的情况。Mikita 3-bet 到了 26K， 回到 Vogelsang King 7同花肯定不是什么好牌，但是现在是比赛前期，大家筹码都很深。另外一点就是这里确实不能弃牌太多，要有足够多的跟注3-bet。不然小盲位的玩家就会发现，只要我一3-bet，你的弃牌率还挺高的，他就有机会更多的来剥削你。高手是非常会抓住这些小的细节来剥削的，何况是 Mikita 这种顶级高手。所以 Vogelsang 的跟注几乎是必然的。这里如果2个人都是30来个大盲的话 ，Vogelsang 是有可能会弃牌的。
It's probably not the end of the world.
Well, he flops a flush draw. He also has some backdoor straight possibilities. Has the worst hand right now, but as you can see from the percentages, he will win this 54% of the time if it goes to showdown.
So Boziakowski here is the 3-better, and there's only one big card out there. You probably don't put your opponent calling hands like 5-4 suited, for example, so you don't have to worry about these little pairs that much. I think this is definitely worthy of considering a bet. You got the backdoor club draws, the backdoor. You see the 4, you can maybe hit like some wheel draws and represent some really big hands.
翻牌5-6 Queen， Mikita 直接打了接近满池。这里他是打满池还是1/3、1/4的 C-bet 都是正常打法，各有各的好处。比如这里如果 Mikita 真的是 Ace Queen 的话，他打小一点就能留住更多对手的手牌组合，长期来看也更好平衡。打得大呢，对手的弃牌率就更高。自己也更好判断对手的牌力范围，但是长期来看不好平衡，特别是在比赛中后期，在这种3-bet 底池里，你总是 C-bet 很大的话，筹码很容易就打光了。这个牌面在3-bet 底池里算是比较干了，不过他这里是听通花，肯定不能弃牌。这里他跟注除了有 Queen 或者听花以外，也有可能是个什么中等口袋对儿、对8、对9之类的，基本都会跟这一枪。
Vogelsang calls here, so when Badziakowski sees the call, he definitely puts a queen a very large part of Vogelsang's range. Like king, queen, jack. These are hands that will call a 3-bet and never fold, even if it's a pot-sized bet on the flop. Yeah, this is a very bad card for Badziakowski in the sense that he knows there's a lot of turn cards he can consider barreling, but the 5, it just makes the queen look even better. If he bets again, he's literally targeting a hand like pocket 8s or pocket 9s specifically.
Right, they took one off. Now, from a value perspective, obviously we understand why he bets so much as a bluff. Wow.
Wow,
It's going to bomb away again.
This is sick.
70,000 now.
Definitely not the standard play.
What value hands? What is he? What story is he telling here? Would he do this? What's the worst hand he might do this with?
I think in terms of value hands, he would definitely do this with like ace queen plus, kings, aces. This story makes actually a lot of sense. They wouldn't check this turn. They would want to keep betting, try to get the queen to call. That's the story he's trying to sell. He's hoping Vogelsang, if Vogelsang doesn't have a queen, like say jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, they probably would fold here. Be pretty tough. But Vogelsang's got the king high flush draw. I don't really see him go anywhere in position. He can hit the king maybe, hit the hearts. And if I'm Badziakowski here, I'm like, Vogelsang definitely has a queen right now, but he doesn't.
转拍黑桃五，两个人的范围里大概率都是没有这张五的。Mikita 这里打个不到半池，基本上可以打走大部分的听筒花、卡顺，包括一些小的口袋对了。留下来基本上都是有 Queen 和以上的成牌，或者是带红桃 Ace 的听花，或者是组合听牌。Vogelsang 这里的赔率其实已经不够听花了，但是他还是选择跟注，这一点我觉得很有意思，值得讨论一下。我觉得应该是3个方面。第一，翻牌前虽然这是一个3bet 底池，也就是说 Mikita 按说应该有很多 Aces、Kings、Ace-Queen 这些组合，但是因为这是小盲对于 button 的3bet，而且是6人底池，里面就存在了很多，比如说 King Jack 同花、A 叉同花这种组合，所以 Mikita 在偷的成分其实不小。第二是 Mikita 的下注尺度，比如说 Mikita 这里完全可以是拿着 Kings 在这里盯着 Vogelsang 有 Queen 的牌力来拿极限价值，他就也可以这么递减的打。当然也有可能是没中在赶人，所以这很难判断。Vogelsang 还是应该认为，从翻牌前 Mikita 3bet 的组合里，认为存在了太多没中的组合，于是可能认为 Mikita 在这里没中赶人的可能性，比拿到了比 Queen 更强的牌拿 Queen 的价值的可能性更高。第三是我认为的一个最重要的原因，还是 Vogelsang 有位置优势。所以刚才说的1、2、2点，都是在有位置优势的基础上，再加在一起，才能让 Vogelsang 跟下来这枪转牌。不过这里我其实还有一个问题，就是我很好奇 Vogelsang 是怎么计划合牌的。因为如果他觉得 Mikita 可能是成牌了，那么自己的听花赔率就不够，他就不该跟。如果他认为 Mikita 的偷的成分很高，那么 Mikita 很有可能在合牌上就会自己继续偷 all in 到底。Mikita 后手就 120K 了，合牌上一 all in， Vogelsang 拿 King High 能抓得动吗？因为 Mikita 在偷的组合里存在着太多 A 叉同花了， King High 就是抓鸡没鸡大。除非 Vogelsang 有足够的信息，认为自己跟了转牌之后，因为看起来很像是有 Queen 了，那么 Mikita 很可能在合牌上放弃了，于是停枪。但是整体上我觉得这个赌心理层级博弈的成分太高了， Vogelsang 应该是没有这种自信的。不管怎么说，他是跟了转牌。
A 6 on the river. You wouldn't imagine with this betting that either player has a 6. Badziakowski has the best hand, and he has sized it so if he had ace-queen plus, he certainly would shove the river, right?
Yeah, if he had ace-queen plus, he would definitely shove here, because queen-jack, king-queen would probably almost always check back this river instantly, because it's, well, a bluff's not going to call you, and better will always call you. He doesn't have many chips left. That's why he's checking. He just can't. He's not going to get ace-queen to fold. He's not going to get king-queen to fold for this 120K left.
Now, going off what you just said, though, Vogelsang, if you don't expect your opponent to bet a hand like queen-jack right now, if Vogelsang bluffs at this, a lot of draws missed.
There are a lot of draws. The pot size bet on the flop is pretty important. That maybe somebody's like, say like a hand like 8-9 would probably actually take one off for like a third pot, but would probably not call a pot size bet. So we can discount a little bit more draws. But yes, this is very tricky. But you gotta remember, ace high flush draws have a lot reasonable showdown value to check back the river. So we need to discount some flush draws. Vogel's saying,
I'm just wondering
just got
what's
king
the.
high.
I'm just wondering. Right. Well, clearly he doesn't have the best hand, and he probably knows that. My only thought is, what's the worst value hand he would bet?
I would expect it to be ace queen plus. King queen, ace queen, he definitely would bet for value, I imagine, because he expects his opponents to shove ace queen or better already. King queen is debatable. Queen jack definitely checking back, I think. So I think he did put his opponent all in.
和牌方片6，牌面上多个 full house 的可能，但是 Vogelson 毕竟是翻牌前自己起 open 的，他有6的组合不多，即使真的有6，也可能是在转牌上就直接弃掉了。从 Mikita 的角度，首先 Vogelson 能跟下来自己的转牌，确实很像是有 Queen 了，自己后手到 120K 不到半池，基本上都没法打走有 Queen 的组合了。其次，自己的 Ace 在某种程度上说已经有摊牌价值了，所以他不偷了，期待一个正常的摊牌也是合理选择。不过正是因为他这个过牌啊，其实透露出来了太多的信息，因为 Vogelson 跟了转牌很像是有 Queen， 比如说 Queen Jack、King Queen、Queen 10这些组合。假设 Mikita 这里真的是有 Aces、Kings 或者是 Ace Queen， 在翻牌转牌这么打了之后，基本上和牌都是会100%来推 all in 拿价值的。这个故事讲得很连贯。那么在这个牌面上，现在和牌上突然过牌，就等于在告诉对手我没有 Queen， 我没有特别强的牌。那么 Vogelson 就可以几乎拿任何2张牌来推 all in， 并且期待 Mikita 的弃牌率比较乐观。Vogelson 基本也是计划好了，如果和牌上不中 ，Mikita 过牌自己就推，这点没有太多可说的。回到 Mikita， 他显然知道自己和牌上没打，透露出来了自己不强的牌力，给了对手很好的炸胡机会，所以 Vogelson 这个炸胡的可能性真的挺高的，而且自己还不阻挡 Vogelson 听同花。比如说 Mikita 这里如果他是红桃 A4， 这里就可以更轻松的弃牌，因为如果他知道 Vogelson 没有红桃 Ace， 那么他是听牌的组合就少了很多，炸胡的组合也就少了，那么 Vogelson 就更有可能是真的有 Queen 来跟得下转牌。所以从这个角度来看 ，Mikita 因为他不阻挡红桃 Ace， 所以他抓鸡的频率其实应该更高一点。那么 Vogelson 是鸡的组合，我们来看一下，可能性最高的就是听花失败。一般来说，在转牌上能跟得下，如果是听花的话，应该是听红桃 Ace， 那么 Mikita 跟住的话，两个人可能会平分这个底池。但是换一个角度 ，Vogelson 如果是红桃 A 叉，也有一定的摊牌价值，也是有一定可能不打了的。再有的一些听牌失败的组合，比如说红桃7、8、红桃8、9，是 Vogelson 不得不偷，而且 Mikita 还能打得过的组合，但是确实很少。除了这些 ，Vogelson 基本上都是价值下注了，无论是 King Queen、Queen Jack， 还是红桃 Queen 叉，都可以是这样打的。至于 Vogelson 有没有5和6的组合，应该说真的很少，可以忽略不计。
I mean, the interesting thing is if Vogelsang had an ace-high flush draw, he might check that back. If he decided to think he could turn that into a bluff, you're chopping with that hand. He lets it go. Wow.
That was a really cool hand. Vogelsang is going to win it. It's king high. That was good.
I will tell you, at this point now, I've commentated on about 12 hours of Triton Super High Roller Series.
Mikita 这个决定真的是在毫厘之间，他最后选择了弃牌。这手还有很多值得讨论的地方，比如说转牌上我之前提到的 Vogelson 虽然有支持他跟注的逻辑，但是难道他真的不怕 Mikita 在和牌上先推吗？而 Mikita 既然偷了2枪，到和牌上自己应不应该继续再推出来呢？而在 Vogelson all in 之后 ，Mikita 能跟注的可能性又有多大呢？欢迎大家留言讨论。